I'm not saying it's a rant, but I want to catch this rant because you got a legit grievance with the situation.
Oh no, it's just, I mean, it's stupid. First of all, I don't know why there were people inside the building when they're working on a gas line.
It's a very good question.
And then on top of that, you have one of the iconic buildings in downtown, and now everyone's going to fight to try to save it, which is probably economically, financially unviable.
While they're starting to tear it down as we speak.
Yeah, it's going to get torn down because the people that own it want to tear it down.
Yeah, it's their building. Yeah, so, between the insurer and the owner.
Me personally, like, I think Youngstown's losing one of its iconic pieces of the skyline. But
sure, but that's a lesson learned.
I don't have a vote.
No,
I don't have a say. So I really, from that aspect, I don't care.
So we're coming down to see it potentially for the last time.
Yeah, but
my old man, he goes, there's so much asbestos in that building. He said he's never, and I quote, never coming downtown again. So yeah, one, I call bullshit on that, but two, the way he phrased it was like, because he goes up the Wick Park up the road for the jazz festival, which just happened. He's a jazz man and a blues man. Anyway, because they're tearing down this building, the debris and the fallout, they're not going to be able to ensure that the asbestos doesn't spread out from it. And he says basically what it's going to end up doing is it's going to be coating like the whole of downtown, and it's going to contaminate the air to the point where, like, you'll basically be exposing yourself to a health hazard and potential lung cancer, mesothelioma specifically. As what? Oh yeah, fucking. You know, I'm sure what ails you the most is the hypocrisy.
The worst thing is the hypocrisy.
Yeah, that is the worst part.
But
it's not the death and destruction.
I mean, what we're actually looking at a site where somebody lost their life.
Yeah.
I mean that seems to be like swept under the, like, all the stories. They're not talking about like the investigation. Like, who's gonna be responsible for that? Like, who's gonna stand in front of a judge?
So yeah, I'm sure Chase Bank is probably arguing the case that they're not legally responsible, even though they probably had a life insurance policy on the guy, and he probably had a life insurance policy through Chase Bank. They're probably litigating on whether or not his family, the surviving family, is due any kind of dispensation or compensation for the loss of their loved one. But I'm pretty sure he was a father of two. I didn't know the man. I can't remember his name offhand. Held the door for him once because I tried to get in when they were closing. Anyway, yeah, that whole first floor was Chase Bank. You could see the hanging down logo.
I think, isn't the restaurant or the hotel's closed?
Yeah, the hotel's closed. So there's a loss of revenue, but it seems like there's a lot of vehicles over there.
Yeah, that's an open parking lot. Like they can.
Yeah, they
downtown seems to be hot.
They evacuated the Realty, or not the Realty building. That is the Realty building, but they evacuated it. They evacuated the International Tower, so there's a bunch of people displaced. And as you can see, actually, there's a lot of road construction still going on here and over there on Commerce Street. Commerce Street is kind of a misnomer because there's barely any fucking business that goes on down there. So I'm not beating a political drum or anything, but if you're voting for Tito, this is what you're getting.
I mean, he didn't blow that building up,
for all we know. Yeah, this is a war memorial here.
Chickamauga, Antietam.
Yep. Erected by the citizens in Youngstown in memory of the heroes of the township who gave their lives to the country in the War of the Rebellion, 1861-1865. You guys viewed from ground level up Federal Street. Looks like they're letting the grass get out of hand. No big deal, I suppose, all things considered. But do you want to walk up this parking deck and get a higher view?
Trying to get high.
Rusting out right there.
Huh?
Yeah, a lot of rust out on this this walkway. What's that?
If you work in the DoubleTree, it's like, oh hey, don't come to work for 3 weeks because this building blew up.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a month, hasn't it?
A little over. June 6th, I think. I don't know.
Oh, see, now you can see down.
Yeah, down in the basement. And that's where the gas leak actually started, where they were cutting it out. Yeah, it's a definite damage to the ground floor, basically collapsed into the basement. That's a shame. This is the back side of the Realty building. What's odd is the Realty building was the one that actually generated revenue, not just having the Chase Bank leasing business space out of the first story. But I think there were other offices inside. I think some sort of healthcare, and then luxury apartments for basically 12 stories up. And you can see this addition here, the outside of it bulging from the deflagration, but that is the elevator shaft. You have the old fire escape all the way from the roof on down. Yeah, this like you said, Nick, next time you come up here, this building may not be here.
I doubt it will be.
Yeah. And
Any meaningful
well, it's not something we, cherish. It's also something you really just can't take for granted.